Do you think China would let a British contractor build a nuclear power station in China?
I would ask, do you have a capital? Do you have a money to build nuclear power in China?
We did. Do we?
The reason why China here, why you want China, is that you need Chinese investment, and also in terms of technology. China is very advanced in terms of nuclear technology. I think China had more nuclear power station than many other countries.
Yeah, so you're building lots of them, and we can benefit from that. But I don't think you would, because, I mean, on your government website, there's a catalogue of prohibited foreign investment industries. It's more restrictive than ours. I mean, number 6, exploring, mining and dressing of radioactive mineral products. Number 9, smelting, processing radioactive mineral products. Production of nuclear fuel. You wouldn't let us go anywhere near your nuclear industry. And I wonder whether you think we're stupid to let you come near ours.
No, I think you are not stupid. In fact, you are very smart. You know, by using China's money to build your nuclear power station, and the British people will get benefit. You know, if we can do that, we would love to do it.
Right. It's win-win.
It's win-win. Yeah. I quite agree with you.
Look, there are lots of other things you don't do, which we are really good at. I mean, air traffic control. We've got a great air traffic control company, prohibited for a foreign investment industry. Companies of postal services.
I don't think so. You said
auction companies, antique shops engaging in antique. Construction of golf courses. Why can't we build golf courses and invest in...
In fact, there are several foreign investors building golf courses in China. What was the last time you were in China?
I just got this catalogue of prohibited foreign investment industries.
No,
this one out of date one.
I don't think. In fact, there's many corporations.
Right.
Joint venture between Chinese...
joint ventures. But they can't go in. They can't just go in and build it on their own, can they?
They go in as a joint venture.
But
you
why,
know, so that, you know, the Chinese partners can help foreign business to get a feeling of the market. So, but you have to remember, China, UK are at the different stages of development. Just as your video clips say, you are more advanced in many areas, and China is still a developing country. China is a very advanced. China is still a developing country. China is a very advanced.
But I mean, it is a win-win trade, and that's why we welcome you in, and we'll let you do all sorts of things here. Yeah, and it's sometimes
We also
it's not reciprocal, really.
No, I don't think so. If we do not reciprocate, how could UK become the second largest investor in China after Germany only? And your investment is also coming more and more. So I think it's a win-win.
Let me ask you this one. There are a lot of concerns, security concerns. In fact, the Times newspaper today quotes security sources mentioning some of them in relation particularly to nuclear power. There are fears that trapdoors or backdoors could be inserted into computer systems, which might allow the Chinese to bypass British control of a nuclear plant in the event of a diplomatic row. Is there any way the Chinese can assure those people in Britain who worry about that, look,
I think
your plant is going to be safe and clean and we won't have control?
Of course, because we'll do all this by following international standard. I think your intelligence people, your security people are not that stupid. You know, not to know all these things. You know, we are here for win-win cooperation. We are not here try to control your nuclear power station. What China will get by controlling British nuclear power station, you know, I think you really have to see there's a basic trust when you're forging partnership. So I think if there's a bad media keep playing up, I think Chinese business might be scared away from entering UK. It will just be opposite from what your chancellor saying. UK will be the most open Western country to Chinese investment.
But a basic trust, is there a basic trust? I mean, what about this People's Liberation Army Unit 61398 building in Shanghai, out of which a very large proportion of the cybercrime in the world?
I think there's a hybrid rumor. Your security people are not that stupid. I think there's a hybrid rumor. Your security people are not that stupid. I don't think so. First of all, I want to let you know, Chinese government strongly oppose this kind of practice. You know, I think during President Xi Jinping's visit to the United States, the two governments reached consensus that two countries will work together to fight against the cyber crime.
Oh, come on, we
committed. None. None of the government agencies will be engaged in cyber espionage, and none of the government will in supportive any activities.
We really believe this, but look, I mean,
commitment. If you don't believe us, how can we
work
together?
I mean,
building the partnership.
Your own book, The Science of Military Strategy, the PLA's own manual, 2013 version, which was leaked out, did acknowledge that China has network attack forces. I mean, what is the network attack force?
I don't believe this. I don't think we have any cyber attack forces. In fact, China is more open for cooperation. And in fact, China itself is a victim. Of hiker attack.
Well,
and you know, in China, we have saying Confucius philosophy. I'm sorry to bring back 3,000 years back. Do not do to others what you don't them to do for you. That is our philosophy. will follow this philosophy.
Look, very briefly, human rights. If Britain makes a big fuss about human rights next week, if there are big protests, suppose the opposition leader, suppose the Prime Minister talks a lot about human rights and our version of it, will we have a price to pay in trade and investment?
First of all, I would ask you this. Do you think human rights are perfect in UK? Number one.
No,
secondly,
but we criticise our human rights.
Do you think UK's model is the perfect for the worldwide? I think every country has its own conditions, how to improve the human rights, how to protect the human rights. Do you agree with me?
Yeah, I do.
What is your definition of a human right?
No, but I'm not criticising your human rights. Sorry, my question wasn't about your human rights.
Okay.
The question was, if we criticise your human rights,
and
will we have a price? And you can criticise ours. Will we pay a price?
That's what the presidents are here for, criticising each other on human rights?
If it came up, would there be a price to pay in terms of investment? Because I'll tell you why. I think if your president came here and criticised our human rights, I think
that is not
he's not going to do that. I know.
No, it's not
we would still carry on.
We respect the conditions of other countries. We think human rights basically guaranteed by Chinese constitution, protected by constitution, and it's really internal matters to begin with. And of course, I hope you would have a big picture about human rights in China. You know. I'm
not getting into an argument about human rights. My point is about trade and whether you use trade as a way to stop us talking about human rights. So there would be no price to pay if we spoke about human rights. You trade and invest just as
so you think we use trade as a vehicle, weapons, to get things we want? That's absolutely wrong. Trade is the win-win, right?
Okay.
We export what you need and import what we need. You know, there's no so-called pre quo quo in terms of in trade. In trade, I think it's a win-win.
So we should carry on trading even if we sometimes have a disagreement over human rights.
I think because China and UK is so different in social system, both political, economic, in history, in cultural, different stages of development. We differ. That's naturally.
Yeah.
You know, but we can still do business.
And
we can reserve our differences and seeking common good. Do you agree with me?
I do agree with you. I do. I'm glad we agree on that. Look, just one very quick last one. Our health secretary spoke about his Chinese wife and the working values in Asia. He said, we want to be a country that can work hard in the way the Asian economies do. Do we have a good work ethic here, or do we have benefit levels that are too high
I think the two countries can learn from each other. Chinese people are working very hard, but the British people are very creative. So two people can learn from each other.
And we're not hard-working?
We don't not as hard as the Chinese people. Not as hard as Chinese people. So that's how China can make a miracle just in 30 years to turn a relatively poor country into the second largest economy. I think we should give a credit to the hard-working spirit of Chinese people. Yeah.
In 40 years' time, do you think China will look more like Britain?
We come to the basic difference here. You believe yours is democracy, and we believe our system is democracy. We call it democracy of Chinese characteristics.